Do I have a show for you today? All right, we'll be back after the intro. Hello, welcome to the private show. Today, we're going to talk all things being private, living in the private life. You guys, are you seeing everything that's happening around us? Are you seeing what's happening in the world? All right, so we're going to talk about that today. But in the meantime, let me put my little ticker. Y'all know how, let me see. I always do it the wrong way. I'm doing it right this time. Doing it right. All right, you guys. So don't forget, every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I give a full-fledged orientation on living in the private, how we got to the private, the difference between the public and the private life every Friday. So only thing I need you to do is go to that link bio down there. Okay. Also, you can bless me with a donation if you choose to at Cash App or Venmo. I am Dr. Sherry. Okay. But that link bio / I am Dr. Sherry, go to that link and register for our Friday night orientation. I'm telling you, I explain everything to you. It becomes a no-brainer about what we are in, what we were born into, and we didn't even know it. But today, I want you to understand what's happening around you. I want you to get an understanding of some big moves that have taken place, okay? And it all goes with, again, everything that was done in the dark is finally coming to the light. Everything, okay? And it's happening in very, very small chunks, okay? If your radar is up, you'll begin to see it. But today I want to talk about a judge. This judge is named Stephen Dubble, Duble, okay? Dubble. I think it's Dubble. Okay, Judge Stephen Dubble, that made a huge move. So let me share my screen, and we're going to look at one of the newscasts that did a story on this. So give me a second, and let me bring you guys in on this story. And let me find the story first. For a minute, let me swing over to the story. Okay, let me try to get to share my screen. I might have to pull it up. Let me see. I might have to pull it up in. Oh, no, here it is. I got it. Okay, let me do this because it's not allowing me to pull it up in Chrome. So hold on, let me bring it up in another tab. And then while I'm trying to bring it up, I want to talk about this judge. So what this judge did was he actually pulled back all of the warrants that were in his court at that time. Okay. And a lot of people got upset about that. When I say a lot of people, of course, the people that had the warrants weren't upset. But those that were in that court arena were very, very, very upset about that stance that he took. So I have the rebuttal letter that he wrote, and we're going to go through that in a second. But in the meantime, I want to pull up one of the news. Here it is. I found it. One of the news articles that he that reported on him. Okay. So let me try this again. Let's try to present, share my screen. Window. I think I got it. Let's see. All right. Now give me a thumbs up if you guys see this. Somebody give me a thumbs up so I'll know that you see this. Okay, I think you do. I hope that you guys see it. I think that you see it. Okay. Yes, you should see it. All right. All right, for those that's joining, let me go ahead and pull this down. And let me try to play it. I haven't done a I haven't done a share in a long time. So I'm trying to remember how to share this. I want to actually play it. Is it going to let me? Just skip that. All right. So here is the article that Fox 26 did. Harris County Justice of the Peace Corps. Harris County Justice of the Peace Court judge throws out all outstanding warrants. Okay. So I want you to actually go to this right here. Okay. And I want you to go through and listen to it because it's something's going on here and I don't have time to figure it out. But I want to get to his response. Okay. So he actually did a response to him throwing out all of the warrants, and that's what I want to get to. All right, but go here on your own time. I don't have time trying to figure that out. So let me go to. We're going to actually read his response that he put on why he did it. All right, so give me a second. Share my screen once again. There's his response. All right, you guys should be able to see this now. All right, so here's his response. And we are going to read the response together, okay? And it says, Judge Stephen Dubel, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 2. This is in Houston, Texas. Let me try to make it a little bigger for everybody. All right. That should be good. Let me go back to check, just make sure. Okay, yeah. Okay, everybody should be able to read that now with me. All right, so let's go through. Okay, this was for immediate release on September 11th, 2024. Okay, statement from Judge Stephen Dubel regarding Class C misdemeanor warrant recall. So again, this judge, he recalled all of them. So he says in 2023, the United States Justice Department cautioned against discriminatory enforcement of fines and fees and detailed obligations to comply with federal statutory prohibitions against discrimination in the imposition of collections of fines and fees by conducting an ability to pay determination prior to imposing any period of incarceration. This court conducted extensive research on these issues and, after thoughtful consideration, recalled all outstanding Class C misdemeanor arrest warrants issued by Justice of the Peace Court, Precinct 1, Place 2. The recall of arrest warrants does not dismiss any charges. The recall was coupled with a prioritization of collection of fines and fees. The court will continue collection efforts following the law on ability to pay determinations. That's a huge statement right there. Ability to pay determinations. Of the three types of misdemeanors, Class A, B, and C, Class C misdemeanors are the only misdemeanors handled by a Texas Justice of the Peace and are only punishable by a fine of up to $500. Now, I want to scroll all the way down, and I want us to get, y'all can come back and read this later, okay? But I want to scroll all the way down to this area right here, okay? Right there, because this is where he really gets into more detail of why he did what he did. Okay. And so let me read here. On April 20th, 2023, the United States Department of Justice Office of Associate Attorney General, Civil Rights Division, Office of Justice Programs, and Office for Access for Justice issued a letter that included a discussion of the relevant case law on the assessments of fines and fees, caution against discriminatory enforcement of fines and fees, and detailed obligations to comply with federal statutory prohibitions against discrimination in the imposition of collection of fines and fees. The letter outlines circumstances where unjust imposition and enforcement of fines and fees violate the civil rights of those accused of crimes, as well as circumstances that raise significant public policy concerns. In particular, the letter outlines the below 7 constitutional principles. Now let's stop right there. Do understand we're dealing with the United States corporation. All right. So what he is saying is within the corporation, they have found prohibitions that are discriminatory. This is against United States citizens that we know are property. Okay. So you have to understand within their own system, they have found an issue. So now they're looking at the Constitution, which we know there are many. So you always got to figure out what Constitution are we dealing with. Okay. But we know the original Constitution was the one from 1779, I believe, that applies to those of the Republic, those in a private space, those that are sovereign. Okay. And so when you begin to look at those different constitutions and check, I'm going to go back and put in the comments about the date, but I believe ours, when I say ours, I'm talking about those that are sovereign. I think that was the first one of 1779. Okay. But I'm going to double check that and I'll put that in the comments or in the description later. But let's look at these different amendments now, according to their constitution that they have to abide by. The 8th Amendment prohibits the imposition of fines and fees that are grossly disproportionate to the severity of the offense. What? The 14th Amendment prohibits incarceration for non-payment of fines and fees without first conducting an ability to pay determination and establishing that the failure to pay is willful. What? The 14th Amendment requires the consideration of alternatives before incarcerating individuals who are unable to pay fines and fees. The 14th Amendment prohibits the imposition of fines and fees that create conflicts of interest. Not the 14th Amendment again. The 14th Amendment prohibits conditioning access to the judicial process on the payment of fees by individuals who are unable to pay. The 6th and 14th Amendment require due process, not due process, protections, such as access to counsel in appropriate cases, as well as notice when imposing and enforcing fines and fees. And the 14th Amendment, again, prohibits the imposition of fines and fees in a manner that intentionally discriminate against a protected class. Now, you guys, let me just talk about this for a minute. And if you go down more, he's talking more about the United States Constitution, blase, blase, blase. All right, let me remove this and let me just come back and talk to you now. Why is this so important? This is important because, first of all, the 14th Amendment was never even ratified. It was never ratified. So it never was put into a place of being a code or a statute because there's no such thing as a law. Laws don't even exist. In the United States corporation, it is only statutes and codes. Statutes and codes. Codes, statutes. And when you go over to the UCC, that is the commercial code. Everything in the corporation is about money. It's about commerce. So what they're doing is they've actually caught them, they boxed their own self in, they handcuffed themselves into a situation where they're now realizing, or somebody may have realized for them, or they may have been challenged, or Judge Dubel may have been challenged in his own court and made him rethink some things and did his own research and realized that whoever challenged him, or he may have come up with this thought himself, but some type of way he realized that there's something wrong here. So what is happening right now? There's a great awakening that is taking place. You can look on the news and see there's literally a great awakening that's taking place. People are waking up to this foolishness. People are waking up understanding that I was born sovereign. What is this system that you all have put me into that doesn't even exist? What is going on here? There are no such things as bills. There's no such thing as debt. There's no such thing as a uppercase lettering of my name, this fictitious person that has been created. And I didn't know this person was created. So now I'm being used as a puppet to live out the life of this fictitious person. Okay? There's an awakening that's happened. People are realizing who they are. There's an awakening that has taken place that people are realizing I was born free. I was birthed into freedom. I have unalienable rights that have been taken from me. Okay. So what do you do? How do you correct all of this? How do you move in your proper status? You have to correct your status, everyone. When I tell you there are great things that are happening right now for those of us who have corrected our status, that we are literally being moved into the proper positioning to be able to receive what was ours anyway from the very beginning. And it's starting with little changes like this. Little changes of people that are going in and are demanding that these courts move into their proper positioning, which is being directed and being governed by we the people. We the people are the ones that tell these courts what to do. No judges over us. We tell the judges what to do. We tell the government what to do. It is run by we the people, not the other way around. So when you understand who you are, I say this all the time, know who you are. When you don't know who you are, you have to be directed. You have to be governed because you can't self-govern. You don't even know who you are. But when you're like me and you know who you are, you're not going to tell me anything. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to direct you. There's no checkers being played over here. We're playing chess, and I'm the queen. Okay? You know what your positioning is. Okay? You stand in your power. So we are in a position now that we are helping you change your status, correct your status. Some people say change your status. Some people say correct your status. Whatever which way you want to say, tomato, I don't care. But we know something needs to be corrected or changed. Okay? Your understanding of who you are needs to be put in the right positioning. And I cannot stress it any more than I can right now of the importance of doing this. It is so important to get in the right positioning at this state and time that we're in. You can turn on the news and see over and over and over and over and over again, I mean, stories that are horrific. Horrific things are happening as we speak. And if you're in a school, we've been giving you warning after warning after warning. We know how to position ourselves to live in a state of prosperity while hell is happening all around us. So let me put in the comments now. You know, I do this every week. First thing I want you to do is go to our link bio. When you go to the link bio, it has all the information there. Make sure I spelled it right because y'all know I be jacking up the spelling of. Did I do it right? Let me add it, show it. Let me see. lnk.bio/ I am Dr. Sherry. So when you go there, well, first of all, I have a video there on YouTube that's called What They Don't Want You to Know. So check that out, okay? Because it kind of gives you a foundation of what's happening. But every night for our 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time orientation, I go through all of it. I go through everything, okay? So you can register for free for the orientation on that link right there. Come join us, okay? And then from there also, if you want to join our school and really get in to know how to move in this state that we're in now, everything is in the school. Everything is right there. We're spelling school SKOOL. So there is a small fee, less than cent today, okay? It's cent today, literally $27 a month. But the information there is unbelievable in every aspect of your life, every aspect, okay? Even down to your health. Everything is right there for you literally to change your life, change it to a place of power, okay? Moving out of a mindset of poverty to prosperity, right? I mean, everything is right there. I don't even want to begin to roll off the information that's in there. Okay. But if you don't do anything else, join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Friday night. And we are right there. Now, you all know I don't like to do these. I think this is the longest I have ever been on. I think this is the longest I've ever been on for a private life show. I like these to be short, sweet, and to the point. But anyway, I'm going to end it now. But I love you. I love you. I love you. Go check out that news story on Judge Stephen Dubel. Okay. And pull up his responses in PDF. So pull up his response where he's explaining all of this about the 14th Amendment that was never ratified. Go figure. All right. Let's listen. That's a discussion for another day. But as always, I love you. I love you. I love you. Until next time. Bye.